Oh no! I'll get it first try.
Yes! Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Buzz with Hang Tight Session. I got Juan Guardiola here with me.
What's up, you guys?
We're just hanging out for the day. Juan and I wanted to connect to basically relate juggling and climbing and like the similarities of it all, and how you've been performing for a number of years and now you've been climbing for a number of years. So we wanted to make the correlations between the two and how it's beneficial. So yeah, want to jump into basically, I think we could show them juggling, your skills as a juggler,
Okay.
and then we do a little like climbing session.
Cool. Yeah.
And then we can go from there. But why don't you introduce yourself and just tell the world what's up?
All right. So my name is Juan Guardiola. Live in Chicago. Let's see. When it comes to juggling, I've been doing juggling and performance arts for the longest, for a collective of like 12 years of everything. And with rock climbing, it's been a collective about like pushing 4 years now. It's been really, really awesome being in both like communities. A lot of relations in between the two. Juggling, of course, with the hand-eye coordination, balance, the whole 9 yards of all that, and then climbing is like the physical aspect, but also having the hand-eye coordination on top of other like physical aspects behind it. So it's like it's really cool. It like itches the brain and all in the right spots for me, and also for other people in the community. And super similar, like vibe too. It's really cool.
And you just got back. I already know this, but you just got back from Telluride.
Yeah.
So doing festival out there.
Yeah.
Just
totally.
a good time.
The Fire Arts Festival. Yeah, which was really cool. It's like a Burner Man like themed type deal, and they like bring like all types of different art pieces to like big sculptures. They have like burning of like wooden sculptures as well on top of a mountain, and we were invited there to go fire perform with a crew of I, and it's a great time.
Nice.
It's a great time. Fifth year, so it's cool.
Yeah. And it's Colorado.
And it's Colorado. You can't go wrong. The beautiful mountains, man.
Yeah.
Right?
So, in case you don't know, we're at Brooklyn Boulders Chicago, and Chicago winters are.
They're a little rough. You know?
Yeah,
Like, there's nothing really too crazy
different,
going on. Like no sports really.
No
to
nothing,
get into. You have to
really.
go to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
You know?
So, but we got indoor. We got climbing here, so we're gonna do some climbs, and then Juan last week taught me the basics of juggling, so we're going to test the skills and show you his stuff. He's got some rings here, as you can see.
Some hula hoops.
Yeah, hula. Yeah, see,
Some
I didn't.
circles.
Yeah.
Some circles.
All right, cool. So let's do it.
Cool.
All right, so Juan and I just climbed warm-up routes. And hey, you want to be on it? There you go. So, wanted to know, but I was just explaining how both our hands hurt today. Yeah, there you go. So my hands feel like Polish sausages.
Yeah.
If my hands could feel like something, it would be a Polish sausage right now. They feel swollen.
They feel swollen.
What do your hands feel like?
Yeah, they just hurt a little bit. You know, it's all right. It comes with the name of the game. You know.
Nice. How much do your hands ever hurt doing performing? Like fire performing, or is it?
I would say depending on what object it could be. I've definitely sustained my hand injuries from like clubs, juggling clubs, because they're a little bit heavier.
Interesting.
Besides from that, like there's like rings, like they're very thin, and they'll kind of slice like the webbing of your thumb to your pointing finger, which sucks.
Yeah.
That's why I don't play with those no more, and I upgraded. But yeah.
Nice.
Shout out to those jugglers that like get down on the thin rings.
Yeah.
Seriously, hurt.
All right. Something I did not know. Yeah. I'm gonna try to match Juan on this pink V4. It looks pretty fucking hard.
It's a cool movement. The holds kind of suck, but yeah. Yeah, it's been really cool watching this guy grow as a climber. Got to see him like really develop, which has been such an honor and delight to see. Someone so dedicated in the thing that they're doing. It's really cool. Nice, come on, dude. Come on, nice and tight. Nice. There you go. Come on. Come on. Yeah, dude. Sick. Got a little sketchy there. So yeah, showed you some love,
Yeah.
This guy has been growing so much.
I tried telling a story, I failed, so apparently Juan's story is way better.
No, this is different.
Yeah.
Not better.
I will get an embarrassing story of myself in there, or some story, because like I said, you were climbing, I didn't.
Yeah.
I had nothing.
Whatever. Tomato, tomato.
Yeah, tomato. We're gonna do some juggling, because Juan's really good. Every time I watch it, it's mesmerizing. And
Thanks, buddy.
good enough to fly at the Telluride to go juggle, so it should be pretty cool. The 5.
4.
Yeah, that's the one I did yesterday. Wow, what are we climbing?
There's a V5 here. I'm gonna try not to fall off. I thought the same thing.
Nice. All right, let me try. You want to hold?
Joss.
All right. So, yeah, I'm filming.
Sick.
Amateur filmer here, Yeah, I was trying this 5. This black 5. Juan sent it. I tried.
Nope. Halfway through. I gotta still put it together.
Okay, all right. So we'll see him put it together.
Weak ankles.
Yeah, he's climbing with the ankle brace on, all the goods.
No weak ankles around here. Yeah.
Yeah, so if Juan sends it, I'm gonna try to send it, feel real good about myself.
Damn right.
And then we'll do that. I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point. Got Eric climbing. Okay, Neil. There it is. Juan, using one word, how is climbing and juggling similar? How could you describe both activities in one word if you could?
Persistence. Like both with climbing and with juggling, you have to be persistent on just picking up and learning off your failures time after time after time. And within that, teaches you a huge life lesson of just being comfortable of failing and also but being able to reward yourself for success. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Just think about what Juan said about persistence, climbing. I don't know the juggling world, but just staying persistent as you climb and seeing like how you can push your body beyond what you think's capable. You know, and over time, being patient with it. So yeah, just really reflect on what Juan said, where a combination of a lot of things, but definitely think persistence is one of the founding pillars of it. So I just learned something really valuable. So I tried Juan set this purple V6 in the cave. It's the first time I tried it, and you know, I felt good, felt strong doing it, and then I just tried this move, fell, and right when I get done, Juan's like, "Hey, you know, what could you have done with your feet?" And kind of exploring, and he just pointed out like this heel hook that, you know, he didn't tell me a heel hook, but just made me think of what I could do with my feet. As in, I think the takeaway for people, you know, watching is like being open to feedback. You know, Juan obviously, not only did he set the route, he's got the insights, but you know, people want to help people climb, and just pointing something out could have helped me potentially, you know, send that problem. Any thoughts?
Yeah, so basically what I did is, like, besides them just giving him the direct answer, you know, which is very easy on my part and also make it really easy for him as well, I asked him just a simple question like, what else could you have done, right? Like, what other option is there? Now, you can probably come up with like 3 to 4 different variables, but within those variables, like one of them is going to fill the best and is actually the right one, right? So it gets the person that's doing the activity to think and to be able to figure it out on their own without having to give them the direct answer right away. Because giving the direct answer, I feel, when it comes to coaching or just teaching in general, can definitely accelerate one's growth, but eventually it will start to like limit them, because then they will always consistently like look for help and guidance when they can very much like figure out the variable themselves, you know?
Yeah. So teamwork makes the dream work.
Yep. 100%.
Should we yell that?
Ask questions, man. Always ask questions.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Heel hook. Boom. And then here.
Yeah.
And boom.
Juan just taught me. Never heard of it before.
The bicycle.
Yeah.
Bicycle.
Basically, so you're from a heel hook.
It's just a toe hook, and then with setting your toe, you're pressing with the other foot on the other side of the object or the surface, and then you can create this compression that gets you locked into the move.
Nice. Good to know. Nice.
That helps.
All right, so this is the section of the show where can I hang tight? So Juan taught me a bit about juggling, and I'm going to see how I do. I got handmade custom juggling balls. Eric Sipos makes them. If you want them, reach out to him. So what's my goal? 8?
6.
6. All right, here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Catch it!
All right.
Oh!
All right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, here's
Marathon.
a juggler.
Oh shit.
Oh, it's 3D now. Or 4D, actually.
All right, here we go. All right, cool. So I was taught this in like, half hour, I want to say. And I really thought juggling was like this impossible feat in a way. But it just goes to show what someone can teach you when they know what the hell they're talking about and they're passionate about it. So highly recommend juggling, and I'm going to keep juggling forever. Let's just say forever. And I could see how it relates to climbing, where it teaches me a lot about patience and how on the wall you got to be patient and just staying persistent. You know, I think it's the word of the day, right? Being persistent with it. So yeah, we're gonna keep juggling. Yeah. All right, people. Juan here is gonna demonstrate some juggling for us. He's got 1, 2, 3 rings. He's gonna kick it off here. So, Juan, the floor is yours, man. That's nice. It's impressive, man.
Thanks,
it
man.
looked pretty cool too with the background. It was almost like it was like kind of a trippy aspect to it. So, all right, so we climbed, we did all that, but juggling, we talked about the importance of juggling and climbing, and I didn't really ask you the question, like, how has juggling changed your perspective on life? Like, how has it helped you grow as a person?
I mean, when I was younger, I was going down a really rough time in my life. Like joined gangs at the age of 13. Just a very negative person, did damage to others, and including myself. And it wasn't until I saw fire performing for the first time at a local, at a festival, and I was completely taken back by the movement and just like the art form in itself, and automatically had to get myself indulged in the culture. So then I kind of just looked up YouTube and I started like spinning and like teaching myself along the way, And within that, like, it taught me just dedication in itself, and like it taught me like how to have grittiness within what I was doing, like failing multiple times and like learning off of my mistakes and like getting frustrated, but then still coming back to it and not giving up, to where other things in life, like, it just wasn't giving me that. And then it just led to juggling, because the natural progression of like me wanting to like challenge myself and be a better performer, like playing with 1 to 2 objects led to 3, and now it's like 5 and up, which is really cool. And then it presented me a whole nother community in itself, like the circus community. And then one thing led to another. My juggling partner and like best friend started working here at Brooklyn Boulders, which was like really cool, because the way that I even walked into this, like these walls, is because he was like, yo, like, look at the ceiling height, you can practice here, you can train. So for the first month of walking into Brooklyn Boulders Chicago, I didn't even touch a climbing wall, and then finally he like made me get belay certified because he needed a climbing partner, and like I had a fear of heights that I didn't want to show anyone, and I fell in love because I saw that there was the relation between climbing and also juggling, and the challenges that you receive from going from V0 to V3 to V5, from going to playing with your own body, which I think would be like V0, to playing with objects, from like 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 objects, So like that's how my brain saw it, and it just clicked.
Nice.
And like it helps me, whenever like I warm up, or whenever I'm coaching my kids, whenever we have like regionals or divisionals and they're in isolation and can't be with other adults, I taught my kids how to juggle. So then they're still practicing of being in the moment, not thinking about the comp, and just like being there, like and juggling along and just being present, and also working on their hand-eye coordination and their agility. So it's like a handoff, and
all of it.
I got to represent it in the climbing community, which is cool.
That's awesome. So I'm gonna post all Juan's contact information, his Instagram, we got Facebook, all these good things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna share all that. You should connect with him. He's just a good person to be around. He can teach you a lot, whether it be juggling, climbing, or just life, right?
Yeah, thanks,
and
buddy.
I appreciate your time for being on the show.
Yeah, it's an honor, man.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
It's first episode, so we're just gonna keep it rolling. We got more people lined up for the week. A lot of interesting stuff. And Juan, any last words? You want to do a shout out of any kind?
Man, shout outs to the BKB community. All my coworkers and friends out here. Like, none of this would mean anything without y'all.
Nice.
So like, thanks you guys.
Right
Support
on.
and love.
All right, we'll see y'all later.
Yeah. Cheers.